Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. Welcome back to the hot box. So let me let y'all know, something, man. Today I'm trying to do something light because I'm trying to gather up my strength for what's gonna come next. But it is 5:45 a.m. in the morning. Check out my temps, dog. It is 85 degrees already. 85 degrees and it's 5:45 in the morning, dude. So you see why I be limiting myself out here on how much time I spend out here, because man, I'm telling you, this has really been draining me. And the sucky part is that I got to deal with the heaviest part of this freaking swap. God dog it, and I ain't got no strength. So like I said, I'm trying to phone in some help. I'm gonna see if I can call in another one of my homeboys and see if we can just to help me get that thing in. Once I get it up and in the car, I'm good to go. But today's video, like I said, we're gonna do something light. I'm gonna go ahead right now, and while I have a lot of space in here, is I'm gonna install the Torque Solutions pitch stop brace, along with the steel braided clutch line. So got a little upgrade there. Since I got to take all this stuff apart anyway, and I'm gonna have to bleed the clutch anyway whenever I put this thing in here, I want to do all of this, just one of them while you're in there sort of situation. So we're gonna knock that out. So let's take a look at everything. All right, here, fam. So this is everything we got. Well, wait. This is everything we got here to put all this stuff in here, all the hardware and everything we need to put that in there. And also we got our STI slave cylinder. We'll put that guy over there because we're gonna have to take that off. And this thing comes with crush washers in here, I believe. Yep, it does too right there, but I don't know if I like those. I'm probably gonna just take the ones off of car if they'll work. If not, then we'll use these, no big deal. So what's gonna have to happen here is we're gonna have to remove this. We're gonna have to remove this for sure, but this hard clutch line right there. So we're gonna have to remove that. It's a 10mm wrench. It's a line wrench. Then we're gonna have to remove this 12mm bolt down here. That where this hold, well, it's a bracket. It's a bracket that holds this on. This bracket is held down by a 12mm bolt that's right back in here. I don't know if you can see that up in there, right there. And then once we pull that out, then we just gotta snake this whole thing out of there, because that is where this is gonna go, which is gonna require us to take the two bolts that are holding the master cylinder on. So we're gonna take those off just to put that side in. And then on this side, there's a plastic bracket right here that holds on this wiring harness right here. We're gonna have to pry that out of there like with a screwdriver, a flathead, pop that out of there. And then I'll show you a lot of that stuff when we get to it, man. But the one thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pinch this line off right here so it'll stop feeding brake fluid down to the master cylinder there. So that way then we don't lose that much fluid. So I'm gonna put a pinch on that, and then we'll start taking all this other stuff off. All right, y'all. So I feel like I wanna actually start on this side so we can get the riv nuts done. So what I'm gonna do here, and let's pry this little plastic piece out of here.
They choose it's a lot to take. There's only you up in my lens and I'm what you fake.
All right, able to successfully maneuver that out of the way. So let me show you guys. You see right there, exposes those two holes right there. So we're going to put riv nuts in those two areas right there. All right, so in the kit, there's this 12mm bolt, 10mm bolt that they have in there. And this is what you're gonna use to put in, it's a short bolt. You're gonna use this to install your riv nuts. So you're gonna take this bolt, put the supplied washer that's in there with it. And this is your tool for the riv nut. You're gonna put your bolt and your washer through there. And then you're going to fasten your riv nut to the back of this thing. Get it on there to where it's flush, like so. And then at that point, You're gonna put that in there, in the hole, and then you're gonna tighten it down until you don't want to go too much. If you're trying to get this thing, what's gonna happen is it's gonna tighten down and it's gonna crush this and attach it to the firewall so that it is threaded in there. So let me grab me a wrench, and we're gonna put that guy in there. And we're gonna start tightening them in on there. Make sure it's flush. I think I'm at a bad angle. Let me try something else here. All right. So I am under the car now, because I feel like I can get a better handle on this thing. All right.
She just hit me with the blue veins, now she gone ice cold, ice cold. She just hit me with the blue veins, now she gone. Now she gone.
And that's a riv nut that is in. So this really does seem to be working out right here. So I'm gonna get you guys in the different camera angles so you can kind of really see. And I'm just gonna do all of this from underneath the car, or at least this portion of it. So you set your riv nut up just like that. Like I told you, it's gonna be washer, bolt through the tool, and then screw on your riv nut. You wanna put that on there flush, and then start tightening it on there. Oh man, such a tight squeeze. Hopefully I'm not blocking y'all too much. So put that on there, and then just start tightening it on.
Now she gone.
Now you want to tighten it on there till it starts getting pretty tight. You don't want to go too much. So right there, it's pretty much in there pretty tight. At that point, you can take it out. Now, if you go too tight with these things, you will rip the threads out of there. I'm assuming that's the reason why they gave you 3 of these. Give you an attempt to mess up one and be able to drill it out and try again. But we want to do this on the first try. So there we go. Riv nuts are installed. So let's go on to the next step. All right, so from now,
Now she gone ice cold, ice cold. She just hit me with the blue veins, now she gone.
that's one in.
Now she gone.
There we go, both bolts in. We're gonna put them in. We can't tighten them up yet because once we put the transmission in, we're gonna have to try and align the bolt in to the pitch stop mount and all of that stuff.
Hit me with the blue,
So we're gonna kind of tighten this in here just a little bit, keep it pretty loose.
blue veins, now she gone.
And there we go. We are good to go there. So now let's start with the clutch side. Okay, in here, there is also another bracket down here. This is connected to this wire right here. It's connected to this bracket, so we're gonna have to use some needle nose to pop that clip out of there so it could disconnect this from this bracket. And then right here is the line from the brake master, from the brake reservoir. We're gonna have to pinch that line off, so we're gonna pinch that off right here. And I need to get a smaller one because this is not pinching it enough. All right, that's pinched off. And now let's Get this off of here. There we go. We got that guy loose and he is out of the way. So now all we got to do is disconnect this. I'm gonna take this 12mm bolt out first. Alrighty, cool. Got that bracket off of there. And now all we got to do is disconnect this from here. Now, once we do that, hopefully we're not gonna lose too much fluid, but let me get me a rag ready just in case. And I'm gonna loosen that off. And then on this clutch line, it has an AN fitting on there. It's like a double edge right here. So that's that. This goes into the master cylinder, the clutch master cylinder. I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you guys. This goes into the clutch master. This screws off the end of it. And then this will screw onto it. So we're gonna take that off and put this on there. And this is a 14mm. You need a 14mm line wrench to put this on. So first things first, let's take this line off of here. All right, there we go. Get that with my fingers. Get ready to catch anything that may drip out of here. Hopefully not much. Gonna have to move kind of fast here. There we go. And then let's fish this line out from the bottom here. And there we go. That is completely out of there. Let's thread in our fitting here, our AN adapter fitting. And that's a 14 mil. All right, if I need to tighten it, I could always tighten it. I don't want to go too tight in there and mess up any threads. All right, so now that's in. So now at this point, we thread on our actual clutch line here. All right, so here's our STI slave cylinder. So we're gonna unbolt this, and it already has the 2 crush washers needed. So there's gonna be one at the top and one at the bottom. So they're already on there. So we're gonna leave this one that's on the top. And then from there, we're gonna add our line. So we're gonna put our bolt through here. Let's make sure our it doesn't even matter. It really don't matter. Okay, well, I'm wrestling here. Put this in there, thread our bolt in there. So you got a crush washer at the top and at the bottom. So we're gonna thread this in. And now it has a little recessed area for this line to go through so it doesn't go anywhere. Tighten that down on there. So 14 mil. And we'll tighten it down more whenever it's attached to the transmission, because we'll have a little bit more leverage then. But that's it right there. That's on there. I'm gonna try and get it on there a little bit tight though. All right, so I got it on there. And now all we really got to do is just connect this line onto there. So I'm gonna set this right here, and I'm gonna go, oh shoots. I set the slave down there, but right here, I'm gonna run this under this AC line. I'm probably gonna have to change it a little bit at some point whenever I put the transmission in. This line is not the easiest thing to deal with either. So, dang. Let me figure this thing out real quick. Okay, I'm gonna wait before I put that on there. Let me put this bracket on there because I think it'll make it a little bit easier for me to run that through there first. So right now, in the back here, we're gonna take off those 2 nuts off the clutch master cylinder so that we can fit this bracket on here and get it loosely fit on there. So let's get that going. That's all. All right, y'all. Got my fresh new battery in here. This camera is starting to heat up a little bit, so I do need to hurry up and wrap this up. But we're gonna fish this right on in here, behind this cable, behind these two heater hose lines. Come back behind there, and then run those bolts in there. I kind of get that to go around those bolts. All right, we got that one started. And now we need to put in our other firewall bolt here, a supplied one, and it is a 6mm Allen head. And that's the one that's gonna go right there in the firewall where we took the other bolt out at. No, we didn't. And there we go. Pitch stop brace is installed. Well, at least it's loosely installed. I can't do really too much anything else until I put the transmission in here. But we are in, and now I'm gonna put my little clutch line on there, at least for now. And then we'll figure the rest out whenever we put the transmission into the car. And all right there, fam, that's all we got right there. So the pitch stop brace is in. It's in there loosely. Like I said, we got to line everything up. It does come with a bolt and a nut that's supposed to go through that whenever we get the pitch stop mount on there, whenever it's time. But I'm gonna leave that right up there on the top. And whenever we're ready to put the trans in there, we'll kind of set everything up. I might have to reposition that this clutch line to where it runs down there a little bit better. But other than that, that is a done deal. That is a wrap, fool. All right, fam. So that's pretty much all I got for this one. It's gonna be a short one because, like I said, it's getting hotter and hotter every day I get out here, man. But got the pitch stop brace on there. Show you guys how to do that there. And I guess it is a good idea that, I think the only thing that was giving me some difficulties because the car is lifted up so high in the air. I have to like really try and get in there, and I'm having a hard time reaching. That's the reason why I had to go underneath the car and to get a better hold on the situation. But this can be done when it's sitting down low, and it can be done with the transmission in there. It just helped me be able to show you guys, get you guys a better angle at what I was doing. So, but that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. I'll link all of the parts and everything in the description. Appreciate you guys who made it this far in the video. The next thing y'all probably gonna see is me, and hopefully with some friends, throwing that transmission in here. Can I get in there by myself? I probably can, but I don't wanna deal with that. I feel like that's gonna be such a nightmare, and I'm already like exhausted as it is, and this heat is just really zapping my energy. So I need some extra hands here to make sure I get that thing in there safely and correctly without damaging anything. So that's what's coming next. So be on the lookout for that video, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and hit all so that you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.